What is up, gamers? It's Koobs here. Welcome to the video where we watch invasions together and I say things. Sometimes to keep things fresh in Elden Ring, I like to mix up my builds a little bit, do a little cosplay from time to time. So that's what we got here. This is the Cathedral Knight Invades Elden Ring. And we're using this, I forget what it's called already. The Great Sword of Solitude. That's my best guess. I'm not gonna change it. Even if I look it up after the fact, that's what it's gonna be called, is the Great Sword of Solitude. I really hope that's what it's called. When you do invasions sometimes, you get in there, you realize that the host is a little squishy, so you focus on the phantom. I like doing that. But, you know, that host will still get you. Look at him. He's still going to get us. And it's moments like this that that really keep me entertained as I continue to play and continue to invade. And I like sharing these moments where I die in a video game. Not all invaders like to do that. It's easy for us to leave those moments out, but we do in fact die a lot. Here's just a great example of the fantastic spawns that they have for us invaders, just in case you ever wanted to walk right off a cliff. So this Great Sword of Solitude, it's got a pretty cool L2, pretty cool Ash of War. It's a little finicky. Sometimes it's got great range. Sometimes if you're fighting at an incline, it'll just right into the ground. But it's fun. I think it was called Vacuum Slice, and so it's just like an upgraded version of that. But hey, wait, there's more. The Cathedral Knight in Dark Souls 3, that's what we're going for here. And if you've played Dark Souls 3, you'll know. These guys right here. They buff their weapon with holy damage, and they got these large great shields that they'll smack you around with. So that's what I was going for with this one. This is a level 90 invader, and you know, the Great Hammer weapon class, especially if you're just one-handing the weapon, it's not fantastic. You know, it's not the greatest, but it's got some power. It's got some heft to it. So I've been enjoying that, and one of the things that keeps me coming back to it is the fact that I have this build in mind, this character that I'm playing as. And so when I'm out here invading and my character has, you know, a history to them or an inspiration to what I'm going for, it makes it a lot easier for me to have fun with those off-meta weapons. And I like that. It's fun, it's nice. And sometimes maybe you're looking for a reason to keep going when it comes to invasions. And little things like that can certainly help. Look how much bleed buildup I'm taking for that guy not even hitting me. You gotta love it. But this was fun. This was a nice little 2v2. These guys wanted to fight up on this big square piece of stone. I thought this was cool. I like having co-invaders. If you're new here, then you might not have known that, but if you've seen a couple of videos, I like to include co-invasions, even if they aren't the most entertaining to watch. They're more dynamic, I find, than solo invasions. And this part right here, I felt really happy about that. This is what I want to see more phantoms doing. My fellow red takes a boatload of damage. They've got like one hit point, and I put my body on the line. I get right out there like a left tackle. I'm protecting my quarterback. And then he's able to heal up and deal those final blows to the host. And that's called teamwork. And I don't see that a whole lot from the phantoms as I'm invading. I don't see them putting their body on the line for their host and really getting in there and taking those hits and being the bodyguard that they're supposed to be. And one of the things, I think everybody's got this main character syndrome. Okay, I slowed it down there. I'm going to come back to what I was talking about previously. But I slowed it down there because those pest threads, they're brutal. They are brutal. They hit hard. They're kind of tricky to dodge. I mean, they're about as tricky as anything else, but they've got deceptive tracking on them, and they do some good damage. But the thing is that they only deal physical damage. And so if you know that, look at this. You just block right through it. Didn't even take a notch off my health bar. Barely touched my stamina. So if you got a shield and you see those coming at you, just hold the block button. That's all you got to do. And we're using the Ash of War Sacred Order on this one. We could use, I think that's what it's called, Sacred Order. We could use the other Ash of War called Sacred Blade, but that would fire a light, holy projectile at the enemies. And they don't really do that in Dark Souls 3, so I wanted to keep it as original as I could. Alright, back to the main character syndrome. We're all playing the game. The host, they are, by all accounts, objectively, the main character. We are all in their world. So they should be the main character. But I, as the invader, I'm playing my own game, which I'm the main character of. So we're at odds because we're both main characters trying to figure out who's going to be on top. But then you throw in the phantoms, and they've spent hours playing the game so they could be more powerful than the host. And they are their own main character because they're the one who's really, putting the team on their shoulders and helping the host move along, gain progression. And then you got the blues, and I don't think that they think that they're main characters. I think that they think that they're side characters, but they're not like the supporting side characters. They're like the set dressing, They're like guy number 2 at the cafe who just comes in and orders a coffee, and that's their role. So we don't really have to worry about them. But we're all at odds because we're all trying to be main characters of our own story. And that's where I think the tension comes from. Alright, I wanted to take a minute and talk about using the finger severer. Nope, it's here. The finger severer. When I come into Lanedale and you're at the top of the elevator and you want me to take it up, I'm using that baby 100% of the time. I'm severing out of there. And recently, as I get summoned to the beach of Radon, I've been using it there too, just every time. Just not even gonna entertain it because I'm just tired of invading here. I've done it enough. I've lost enough invasions there. I've won enough invasions there that it's just about time for me to scurry on out when I show up. And that's been really good for my own sanity, my own mental health when it comes to playing these games. Alright, here is a tale of something unexpected, but appreciated nonetheless. And this is my fault because I think that, I signaled to him and I thought we were going to have a good fight. And he's trying to communicate with me. And I know that wiggle. I've done that wiggle enough. Telling people, no, wait. And this doesn't happen often. But we got a true double agent here. And the tale of this invasion, I've cut a significant portion of it out. Because these two guys, this host and the phantom, they were at the top of this ladder. And anytime I would try to come up there, they would just bully me and send me down. But they were using the hunter's ring. So about every 5 minutes or so, I'd get a hunter come into the world, and I'd say hello, and I'd bid them adieu, and that was basically what I was doing. I would just wait for the hunters to come in, and I'd have a little fight, and then they would go home back to their world, and I would stay here and try to endure Here he's body blocking the door. I love this guy. Absolutely love this guy. He's we need more people like him making this world go round. But yeah, so about the third or fourth hunter that came in was this fella here, and and you can see the outcome. It's right in itself. Look at that. Yeah, we're gonna get you. And I sent this fella a message afterwards. I said, "You are a legend." And they said, "I gotta do anything I can to help out my fellow Red." And I just love that. So if you're ever feeling maybe a bit jaded about how your invasions are going, you can always just turn on the Hunter's Ring. You could just turn on the blue Hunter's Ring. You could get summoned by a host, and you could just go in and just ruin their chances of victory. Just draw all the enemies towards them. Check this out. He's dead, and this guy's dead too, because he ain't got no vigor. I don't get it, man. I don't understand how you have 400 hit. You have less hit points than I started the game with. But that's their build, so not gonna judge them for it. But yeah, you can just use the blue hunter ring. You could go in and have some fun being an evil hunter, because who said you gotta help them out? I like this invasion here. One of the, like, I'm not saying you gotta do this, but as you continue to invade, it's nice to challenge yourself sometimes. One of the things I've been doing to challenge myself lately is when I have low hit points, I try not to heal like right away. I try to kind of like play in that danger zone where my health is a little bit low, and I find that is kind of helping me keep my cool in situations where maybe I would start to, feel a little bit of pressure, if that makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense. So I find myself with low hit points and I'm not healing right away, so that I can kind of get more comfortable with being in that range of maybe one more hit and I'm dead and I lose the invasion. But I think that's going to lead to me being a better player. And so in this particular invasion, you notice that we took out the Phantom pretty quickly, and now it's just a one-on-one with the host. And so I've made the decision to not heal. And when I make a decision like that, I'm accepting the fact that there's a good chance I'm going to lose the invasion. Look, I'll even back up here, I think. Nope, maybe not. I'm going to still pressure him. I thought I let him kill this guy. Yeah, here I'm kind of, I'm playing a little passively there, seeing if he wants to take a moment to take out that enemy. I'm not trying to, beat up on this guy. We're having a cool fight, and I prioritize that over most things as well. Here, we're just full on. We're letting him. It's like, hey, take that guy out already, But having a cool fight is a lot of fun. Look at that. He almost, that right there, just a step to the right, he would have been knocked right off, and that would have been really cool. But again, I've kind of accepted the fact that I might lose this invasion because my health is low, and I could do a trade, and it might not go my way, and just like that, it's over. And I'm showing you guys that I lose sometimes, and I think there's something real about that. All right, that's the video. I've rambled. I've been Coobs. Always will be. Always have been. Always will be. Peace and love, gamers. Thanks so much for being here. Level your damn vigor.